All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back from the MLG offices in New York City. You're watching Team League. We're casting. Of course, we've been casting a lot of different tournaments lately. It's been a lot of fun. You might have seen us do some IEM stuff. Then we did some DreamHack stuff. Recently, we did WCS America qualifiers on Friday. Yeah, that was basically Friday, Saturday. The rebroadcast running yesterday. And today, we're covering the ESL, the Raid Call Euro Series semifinals. Dignitas versus Mouse Sports right now. The winner goes to the final.
That's right. Mouse Sports is up 1-0 in this best-of-5 team match, but in the second series, Dignitas' player Bling is currently leading the series against Hope. So if Bling wins this next match, it's going to be tied up 1-1, which I want to see all 5 games.
I do
because we don't get to see enough.
This is like, I love team leagues, man. This is like a lot of fun.
We don't see enough team leagues.
I know. And
we don't see enough, at least us personally, enough of these European players playing. You know, we cast a lot of MLG events, a lot of American events, and you'll sometimes see, you know, like back when Stefano played, he'd come over to American events, or like Grubby would, like, you know, the top.
But you don't see those in-betweeners, for lack of a better term, as far as those guys who aren't necessarily able to travel everywhere and play every tournament.
They don't have massive bankrolls, just throwing money everywhere.
Just throwing money in, you know, toilet paper rolls or money at their houses. It just doesn't work. So we get to see the guys who we don't necessarily get to see a lot of new, innovative, awesome styles. And we kind of see different metagames as well, which is super cool. We can learn a lot from it. But here we are, guys, in game number 2. Thanks for joining us on this wonderful Sunday evening. Where are you guys from in the chat? Let me know. Just let me know where you're from, and I'll give some shout-outs here.
Anybody from Bushwick?
We're from, well, we're not really from Bushwick, are we?
Well, we live in Bushwick.
We live in Bushwick.
I went to
any New Yorkers. Dude, I want to let New Yorkers come in and hang out with us.
You should have gone yesterday to the Sampler.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Awesome. I heard about that.
They had this
Dude, I slept all day. I was exhausted from the week. I slept literally all day. And Nick's like, let's go drink. I'm like, Nick, I'm human. I need to sleep. And I slept all day. But I'm refreshed today, so I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
But how was that? Tell me about it a little bit.
It was awesome. So, you know what was cool? They had a lot of, like, eccentric beers. They had a lot of sour ales, which are kind of interesting.
Sure.
But they had this one.
How far away is it from the place?
It's like 10-minute walk.
Wow, okay.
We just walked there.
Eccentric beers.
Yeah, so there was one that was really cool, I thought. It was like a 10.5% beer. It was pretty strong.
Ooh.
It was like an imperial stout, but it was aged, or no, it wasn't. Yeah, I think it was aged with like vanilla beans and habaneros, but it wasn't
habaneros?
But it was like a hint of it, just like a
so did it have like a bite when you?
Just a tiny little bit of that habanero.
Yeah.
Kick at the end. It's kind of like chocolate with chili on it. Like an imperial stout is that heavy kind of, and it was very subtle. But it wasn't too subtle. It was just perfect, actually.
Interesting.
Wait, we got a forge in base here.
That's a forge.
Uh-oh. And this is, you know, this map is the best cannon rush map because you can block off with the pylon. Let's see if he does it.
I mean, he's being really nervous.
I think he wants him to put down the hatchery and think he's not going to do it.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
He's building his own nexus now. I think it was one of those things where if he didn't do such a good job of blocking, he would have cannon rushed.
Yeah.
But because he blocks so well, it's too late now. I mean, Circuit's already on the way. That was crazy. That was such a good job with the pro block.
I'm impressed.
To hit on something you just saw there, Dobby, of course, the admin for this league, he said this match will be played twice. He's referring to the fact that in the lineups, you can send each player in twice.
Yep.
And just the way it kind of worked out in this match, that Bling and Hope are both chosen by their teams to be sent out twice as the one player that gets kind of a second life, so to say. And normally, you'll have, like, you know, you'll be playing different people or something, but it just so happens the way that the lines up, everything lined up is that they're actually playing each other again. Yeah. So we're going to see, after this will be a second best-of-3 between these two players.
So ultimately, right now, both these guys, macro mode. We got 3 bases from Hope, 2 bases from Bling, which means we have some time. Some guys are telling me where they're from in the chat. Very quickly. My Cat Farts is from Texas. Awesome. I'm from Texas, too, so that's cool. Polt is awesome from Pennsylvania. Tank Gamer from California. Dan Hill from Ontario. Spell Guru in the chat from Sweden. We got a Coloradian in Miyaka. Chief Smokey from Romania, as we have a Ling Run By, sponsored by Pyrexia, who's from Oregon.
He sponsored that Ling Run By?
Yes.
All right. So this is actually really annoying. He doesn't, you know, he's not gonna have a stalker for a while. If it's 2 Zerglings or less being 1, I guess, you can easily kind of ignore them whenever they come in and probes can get them. But 4 is enough that 4 Zerglings is a key number. They can 2-shot a probe. So if he runs in, gets a decent angle where all 4 Zerglings can attack a probe, 2 shots. And Zerglings attack really fast, right? So they can run in, boom, boom, and the probe's dead if he focuses well. Unfortunately, these gas probes have been actually avoiding. Oh, wow. Look at...
Oh.
So that was some mistakes by Hope there, actually.
Oh, by Hope. Did he kill probe?
He killed 1 probe. He lost 2 Zerglings for it,
yeah.
Which normally is okay. Like, that's a fine trade. But with 4 Zerglings in the base, you kind of want to do more than that. At least get a lot more mining damage done. He was really trying to dive these probes. There's a Zealot right there wailing at him, and the probes kept dipping into the simulator and dodging attacks. And, it was a very awkward position. Typically, you pick up the probes on minerals that are near the edges. You'd run in, 2-shot one, and then run out. So it didn't go quite as well for Hope as it could have, but that was all like, it's not like he's behind. It's just that was the potential to get more damage done there from that really cool run by.
Oh, gonna try to get another probe kill. Bling's control a little bit too good.
Yeah, Bling is on. No. Zergling gave up.
So overall, cheeky Ling run by.
And it didn't really get done.
No, it's not going to make any game-changing. Like the game isn't changed.
Yeah, but still, Hope's in a great position. I mean, he's still on 3 bases. He's still droning up. Now, the disadvantage is if you look at Hope's map vision, right? As a Zerg, having black, 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 all on your map.
Yes, darkness.
Yeah, this much darkness is pretty rough. And, you know, he didn't put overlords. Like, often Zergs will put overlord right here on the high ground to spot things like this proxy pylon. And I think he knows that Bling has been liking to go Phoenixes. So he's decided to only send the 1 overlord out that's now scouting, right? Then he has 1 more to natural. But beyond that, he doesn't have, like, that array of scouting overlords. And it's so he doesn't lose them all. So that's the benefit. The disadvantage is that this pylon is done.
It's a ninja.
But he's got a Roach Worm finishing up. I don't think he's going to be in any trouble against Gateway Aggression. And still, look at all the drones he's making.
Yeah.
Which is great. I mean, more drones the better, right?
Yeah, I mean, unless his opponent is, like, has a huge timing push on the way kind of a thing. And this isn't a massive timing push.
He still missed that pylon, unfortunately. It actually could be like this group of Zealots could do some good damage here.
Yeah, he just made 6 more drones, so he didn't even see this at all.
He didn't see it. He didn't see the pylon. Oh, no.
He's going to tackle drones.
I mean, he has to.
Yeah.
He can. In fact, it might not even be enough. Bling going straight for the hatchery.
Oh, target on the hatchery, 500, down to 450, 400. The Zealots actually get surrounded by the drones. I guess messed up the target fire a little bit, and the hatchery's going to stay alive.
Yeah.
Wow. Honestly, nice play there. But there might be more. Are there more running in?
Yeah, but at this point, though, I think he might have enough units. He can.
Uh-oh.
Well, actually, maybe not. Mothership 4
they're
putting
going for
damage
it. The
on.
4 Zealots sharding like, come here, hatchery, come here, I'm going to kill you. And he is.
Yeah, it
nice,
goes down.
Nice move there from Bling.
Now, he did lose a lot of units for that.
And he didn't kill a lot of drones.
Yeah, I don't think he killed any, really. Or maybe like 2 or something. Wow, look at that. Or he killed 1, sorry. Excuse me.
Yeah.
He killed 1 drone. He lost 2 probes. So, there's a second drone. I was predicting in the future when I said 2 drones.
Sure, of course.
So overall, I don't think Hope is actually too unhappy about that. What he can do right now is he knows he hasn't spotted the 3rd quite yet. If he gets spot, okay, he's gonna spot that soon. He could immediately just go up to like 5 bases if he sees the 3rd, right? Because he can think a couple things. 1, I killed a bunch of my opponent's Zealots early, right? I haven't really lost any units. 2, he's thinking a 3rd base. So I can just go straight up to 5 bases almost. Maybe I have to sacrifice 1 later, but he can definitely be very, very greedy right now because he knows Bling really has no aggression to offer.
Yeah, I mean, Hope has, I mean, he made a lot of units to kind of try to fend off that attack, but this isn't the amount of units that can get a lot of damage done across the map. It's not something Bling's going to be freaking out by. In fact, he's getting a 3rd. Bling is, and how is the Zerg really going to fend that off?
Well, he's building more and more Hydras, so he may be looking to put some pressure on it once he gets a few more Hydras with the Hydra range out. And this Hydra Zergling type composition is actually, if you know you killed a bunch of Zealots early, is pretty good because the main reason you want Roaches in your composition is to deal with the Zealots. And if you know that you can't have too many Zealots, Hydra Zergling is great. You can see he's not even getting Roach speed, which of course is because he doesn't want that many Roaches. He got a couple early just because he wasn't sure if there'd be more Zealot waves coming at him or not. But if he gets a big enough group of Hydras fast enough, there may be a timing window, like when there's only a single Colossus out before Thermal Lance is done. He may try to get some damage done. Now, there's Thermal Lance, there's 3 Sentries, a lot of energy. So, as I said that, I'm not 100% sure. But if you could occupy this zone, you could at least kill some of the buildings in front of the walls.
This is a little bit similar to last game in the choices of Hope, I think. Actually, overall, it's pretty darn similar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, nice tilt run by the left. But it's one of the, like, will Hope go for that muta thing again? How invested is he going to be in Hydras? But if he loses fourth, it's not an option, really. And this is a harder map to really get away with that strategy because the fourth is closer to your opponent.
Yes.
And it's more easily accessible.
It's a little bit harder to, I mean, if you go muted, you have to think there's a good chance you'll be aiming for a base race.
Yeah.
And that's amazing on Whirlwind. You just expand into corners and do what you want. But on Belcher Vestige, base race isn't quite as good. Now, he's getting the Hydra speed upgrade now behind us. And he still has made not a single tech building.
Okay, no infestation pit.
No roach speed, so he's really just going to do a massive Hydra attack. But there's a timer on that. I mean, he hasn't attacked quite yet in Thermal Lance. Once that gets up, Hydras are not going to have a fun time dealing with, range Colossi. But he's got a lot of Hydras here. He actually could do some damage right now, potentially.
Colossus is going to be very important, as well as Force Fields. Thermal Lance is not yet done here for Bling. Hope trying to decide where he wants to engage. Belcher Vestige is a map with a lot of narrow corridors. Force Fields can be very good. So this is like a tricky decision here for Hope as far as where does he want to engage?
Contaminate! Oh, it's 125. He didn't have quite enough energy.
Oh, he was waiting for it.
That would have been a game changer. If he got Contaminate on that, totally would have.
Contaminate slows down the research of a building or an upgrade. Nice. Yeah. 3 Phoenixes taken out. Oh my god, 4.
And you know what? I think he's realized.
Now we can go mutas.
He saw there was 2 Colossi. He saw Thermal Lance was probably going to finish fairly soon.
Yep.
He couldn't get the Contaminate off. So I think he realized this attack is not going to do much at all. Not against range Colossi with Phoenixes, or with Sentries, excuse me. So like you said, he killed all the Phoenixes. He's got the Spire coming up. We could see that transition in mutas.
Oh, solid time warps there onto the Hydras and Hope saying, you know what, I do not want to engage. Leave me alone. Going to try to run away. And Bling going to pursue a little bit. Could be
Hope, I think, if he's on top of a ramp with a good concave, I think he can defend against this. He can't push into this Protoss army. Oh, he's making 19 roaches.
Yeah, he just decided that he wanted to do that.
I think he almost had to. We've seen this attack come out.
He's like, okay, this is going to be strong enough where I'm not going to be able to get mutas out in time. It's a little bit more risky. Now, Bling can be the guy who kind of backs up and stays a little bit passive, and then he kind of looks foolish by making those roaches. But it's one of those things where it's a safe bet. He's making the safe move. I'm not disagreeing with it at all. And Bling, let's see if we can take out this fourth on the left-hand side.
Yeah, he's posturing around, wants to only find in one direction, but he maybe has time to hatch and get out of here real quick. He's going for it. The hatch falls. Now he's backing away. Zerg coming in from only a single direction. That's great for Bling right here.
Okay, Bling's backing up. Great force fields, trying to isolate those Hydras, keep them away. Remember, the fourth base is gone. 9 Corruptors actually in production here from Hope. So he's going for Roach, Hydra, Corruptor composition. And it's all about control when you're going for a composition like that. It's going to try to spread out. Corruptors aren't out yet, so I don't know about engaging.
Yeah.
He might be forced to.
I mean, and the problem is once the Corruptors get out, maybe you can kill the Colossi, but there's enough Blink Stalkers at this point. Without Fungals, it's very difficult to deal with a high number of Blink Stalkers. It's kind of, this late in the game, Zerg really wants to have a little more tech at their disposal. Now, Bling is pushing in here. There's not a super close proxy point. There's a lot of Zerg here. No force fields.
Corruptors here. Corruptors trying to engage those Colossi. Roaches and Hydras trying to get as close as possible to take down the Stalkers, but so much damage being done by the Stalkers and Colossi. All the Colossi will fall, but can the Lings clean up these Stalkers from Bling?
Oh, there's just way too many Blink Stalkers. The Corruptors, yes, they can take out that last Colossus, but how can he deal with this number of Blink Stalkers? There's just so many. He's got a few Hydras on the way, but one-on-one, the Stalkers is going to be happy against the Hydras. And I mean, he's making 17 Hydras, but he's facing off against 31 Stalkers.
Yeah, Bling muscling his way into the main base. What can he really do against these Stalkers? It's like he made a lot of Corruptors to get rid of the bosses, but this is kind of that danger, not having enough units to deal with the ground force of Bling. And there's the GG. Bling takes the 2-0 for Dignitas to tie up the team series between Dignitas and Mouse at 1-1.
You know, those all the times Bling, he took out the hatchery early, and then he did a couple run buys, didn't do too much, but it could have been that really set Hope back, or maybe it was just Hope's decision to invest so much in Hydras early and not in economy, because we saw basically an engagement at the 18-minute mark where Hope had that Roach Hydra Corruptor max army that really, if you're maxing with that army, that's like a 13-minute army.
Yeah.
Right? If it's pure Roach, it's 11, Roach Hydra 12, Roach Hydra Corruptor maybe 13, maybe 13:30, but 18 minutes, you're just not going to compete with the Protoss Death Bowl with that type of army.
I don't think it was his original plan. I think his original plan was to go for the mutas, and then that engagement happened in the middle of the map where his Hydras overextend a little bit, the 2 great time warps from the Mothership Core, and then he's backing up and he's making that decision. I might die here unless I make some roaches.
Panic
And
mode.
that's, he was going to go mutas, I think, but that's such a tricky thing to do on Belshir Vestige, and we can talk about that all day, but it's one of those things where he was afraid for his life, so he's just like, all right, let's make a bunch of roaches and corruptors and try to see if we can fend this off, but then once you lose that 4th, it's so hard to make things work in ZVP when it's 3 base versus 3 base, especially with those compositions.
Well, Bling ties it up.
Yep.
The series is tied up 1-1 now between Mouse Sports and Dignitas, and we're going to have another best of 3 between Hope and Bling. Hope can see if he can get some revenge now, and whoever wins this will be 1 series away from winning the semifinal match of the Euro Cup.